See you never.
Right? See you never. Okay?
Good morning. We're early. I bet you there's not even anybody here yet.
My chair wasn't in all the way I wanted it to be, so see you never.
Can I just sat down and my zipper pinched me.
Where?
In places.
Where did it pinch you, Carrie?
In places that we don't talk about live on TV.
Well, can I give it a name?
Yeah.
It's my favorite name. We should have that as a question of the day.
Your favorite name for the female anatomy?
What is your favorite name for the female genitalia? Can I give you mine?
It's my favorite too because of you.
Cookie.
Yes.
Cookie. Cookie.
It's the best one, isn't it?
Yeah, we are very early. We decided, we were sitting here in studio, and it was 9:47, and we had 3 minutes left, and we were like, you know what, fuck it.
Let's just go early.
So, question of the day: what is your favorite word for the female anatomy? But before you answer that, today's show is your daily checklist. What to do and what to avoid for optimal efficiency and focus daily. Efficiency and focus. They are challenges for people.
Yes, they are. Sorry.
And we are always focused here.
Steve, it's your fault that Steve finished it because Steve Montfinesse said little buddy foo-foo. And like, that, I've never heard that one before.
That sounds dirty. I like it.
Little buddy foo-foo.
Angela, you're going to bop it on the head?
Bopping it on the head.
All right. We just added a degree of rated R. Angela, Steve Montfinesse. Kelsey was waiting for us, so we're good. Maureen's on her way to work. Good morning, Sandy. I really like Sandy a lot.
I love Sandy. Can we give a shout out to Sandy?
Yes.
I think you gave a shout out to Sandy last week about this, but
did I?
A massive shout out to Sandy for she just released her very first book.
Yes.
And we're so
From Upset to Mindset.
From Upset to Mindset
by Sandy Weinberg.
Absolutely,
get a copy. Get a copy of it.
So I'm so proud of
everybody.
You. This
right?
woman, so Sandy started on her journey with us.
Yes.
Has it been about 2 years? A year and a half?
A year and a half?
A year and a half. It
was
feels like it's been a lifetime.
October of 2015 is when I started working.
Almost 2 years. It's what a journey. Just absolutely what a journey.
She's amazing. Kimberly is good morning from upstate New York, specifically Saratoga Springs, which is not necessarily her favorite word for the female anatomy. I'm just kind of pointing that out. Good morning, Connie, Michelle Lee.
So I need to ask Kimberly then.
Yes, Cecily's here.
If you're in upstate New York, I would like to know why are you not, if you are not, coming to Crew Day on May 6th?
It's now that is not a long drive.
No, it's like we're in Tremblant now, so
Saratoga
it's maybe about
Springs,
4 hours.
We drove to Saratoga Springs 2 summers ago.
2 hours?
No, we drove there 2 summers ago for a day.
Yeah.
We left in the morning. We stayed for a nice 7-hour day. We enjoyed and then we came home. Yeah. It's a quick drive. Kimberly.
So there you go, Kimberly.
Kimberly!
We're not trying to call you out on that.
Sandy, we have received nothing yet, but don't worry. We're on it, kid. On it. Good morning, lovely Patterson. Lovelies.
Kelsey, of course, we absolutely agree with you. That I agree with your statement right there. Yes, absolutely. I think it's important for kids to know the right names for genitalia.
Well, we agree, but
we are not kids
we're
right
not
now.
Kids. No need to apologize for getting serious. In our house, you know what? Let me go on a quick diatribe.
Let's do it.
We get what do we get? We get looks of confusion and looks of uncertainty from our friends and family because we are so open sexually with our kids.
Yeah.
But we feel responsibly so. I love, Carrie has a rule, I adopted it. If the kids ask a question, answer it.
If they're old enough to ask, they're old enough to know.
But using real terms.
Yeah.
Right terms. So Kelsey, we are right there with you, side by side.
Yeah, don't get me
this is a fun day. This is an adult party.
Yeah, it is an adult party, but yes, we agree.
Yes. Good morning, Lisa Arsenault.
Oh, Kimberly, if you only knew what you missed. I sat down and my zipper disturbed my anatomy.
Cookie.
and then Brian started asking people what their favorite names were for genitalia.
Couple things. First of all, Steve Montfinesse has a French name.
La Poussette.
I like the French. Gareth Ashton is with us right now, which means Lee is also with us because they're like us. They're kind of inseparable.
Which means it's like whatever time of the day.
They're coming from Auckland, New Zealand is where they are right now.
And as a matter of fact,
God of nations, and I want to do the whole thing.
I would like to also add, as a matter of fact, and I might
Yes.
say this 1,000 times between now and October, that they are also coming all the way from New Zealand
Yes.
in October for our Let's Eliminate Your Limits Next Level Retreat.
What?
What?
From
New
Auckland.
Zealand with their 2 kids.
With their 2 kids, which our kid, Maya, is going to babysit.
See, that's how we make stuff happen
That's
right
how
now.
we roll. Good morning, Kelly and Chris, Dana Powell. Aaron, I think I've said good morning. In case I didn't, good morning, Aaron Johnson. Hello, Michelle Adams. Talking to her tomorrow. Loria. Loria.
Loria.
Loria.
I actually...
You never know what's going to be said on Brian&Carrie in the
I
morning.
actually want to give a shout out to Ann Shivis, who sent us a private message yesterday on our Brian&Carrie page, or the other day actually, with pictures of how she has like deep sixed, minimized, and got rid of stuff. And I love it when people do that. That's
you know what?
great.
That takes me to a point. Listen carefully, guys. The crew, this is today's show. Your daily checklist. What to do and what to avoid for optimal energy and focus daily. That's a big topic because people lose focus. They get tired. They lose energy all the time. We have a list of do's and don'ts. It's a literal checklist. So stay tuned for that today. We go live with Brian&Carrie in the morning at 10 a.m., which is 7 minutes from now.
That's so much time for the morning show.
However, you just said something about Ann Shivis, got me thinking, I would love to do, so by now you know, the mantra we have in our family is 4 suitcase life.
Yeah.
Carrie, myself, and our 2 kids, each of us have 1 suitcase, and all of our worldly belongings go in our own individual suitcase, which means we are transitory.
Yeah.
At a moment's notice, we can move to Italy. We can move to Auckland, New Zealand.
We're coming for you, Gary.
God of nations.
Ahuna! Ahaka!
Fuck. Nice. So here's my question for you, and I want to see comments, loves. I want to see if you're responsive to this. Would you like us, maybe next week or even later this week, I'll go get my suitcase. I'll put all my stuff in it, and I'll show you exactly how I have a 1 suitcase life. Would you like that show? Because you're going to be surprised.
Very interesting.
Yes.
I would like to say first of all, a shout out, good morning to Lise Goudin, who is in Switzerland at the moment.
Oh, right on.
But I also want to say that for those of you who've asked, because this topic comes up all the time.
Look at all the hearts.
This
People are
comes up
loving the idea.
on our page. It comes up on Instagram. It comes up everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, all my clothes fits into 1 suitcase.
It's true.
Nobody believes me. And my shoes.
You believe me, you don't believe Carrie. It's true.
Nobody
so,
believes
you
me.
know what? My suitcase is not the big draw. We should like to see Carrie's suitcase.
Nobody believes me.
We're going to do it. Shout out to Brian Sakowitz. Good morning, Tiffany. Lisa Arsenault, everybody's got the stomach flu. I want spring now.
No stomach
So
flu.
I love what she said, though. So her meds this morning are vitamins B and C. Get it?
I love
Get
that.
it? I like
Vitamin
you did
B
there.
and C. I'm sure we can make a song about that.
Oh, please.
I don't know what song it is.
Good morning, Marcy Williams. Good morning, Papa Draps. Kelsey says yes to the show. It's a giant suitcase.
Well, it's not a duffel bag. But
It's a regulation suitcase.
It's a suitcase you take on an airplane.
Yeah.
You know what? I've seen people travel for a week.
No one believes you. Patton's saying it's a giant suitcase. Caitlin, it's the
Right?
biggest suitcase possible. No, it's a normal suitcase.
You
It's
know
true.
what? Nobody believes me. And it's like, I've seen people travel to the Caribbean with more suitcases than I have my clothes in, my lifetime of clothes.
Right. Let me tell you something. Good morning, Yoli, first of all. And Aaron Johnson, Geeks Life, is starting a series of minimizing their stuff.
Well, now.
Is that not Lori Petrucci?
I think so.
Lori Petrucci, are you taking our minimalization stuff? And I love it.
Loria, you are
Spread
Geeks
the
Life,
word,
right?
right?
And Loria commented a few comments back how much she loves that she has a song. And Loria, you have no idea because your name cannot be said in this house without us breaking into that song. Loria.
I think they got your
Number.
Loria. I think they got the alias. Loria.
See, Steve said it too. I want to see Carrie's suitcase.
Right?
Okay, you know what? For those of you who've said you want to see my suitcase, I want to know
Challenge accepted.
why you don't believe it.
Right?
Is it because I wear something, I wear different clothes?
Look at
like, what's
Gareth,
the reason?
Gareth Ashton says we totally believe
Yeah, because
it.
Gareth and Lee are on my side. You're my homies.
The Auckland, did that hurt? Yeah. The Auckland homies. Darcy Kelly, we've had a life like this for probably about on the outside 5 years now, but we have incrementally minimalized even more.
Yeah.
Right? So the biggest transition we've made recently is when we moved from Montreal, our house there, to this house here, we donated our furniture. Mm-hmm. Okay? So we gave all of our beds and our couch and our chairs and our desk. We gave it all away to the Goodwill and to families in need in downtown Montreal. And now all we do is we rent furnished homes.
Right.
Okay? So that was the next step for us. We literally fit into 4 suitcases.
Yep.
Not figuratively.
I fit into
Although
a suitcase,
Carrie,
however.
Chase, and Maya could absolutely fit into a suitcase.
We have a picture of me in a suitcase.
I might
somewhere.
not be able to do that.
Lovely says, but Carrie's a tiny person. Muscle Barbie clothes. Don't know about those feet though. First of all, my feet are epic.
Her feet are kind of hot.
And I have a funny story to tell you about that. Because we were at dinner, as you all know if you were here yesterday, on Saturday night with our real estate agent, our friend Sean, his wife, and Jamie and Scott.
Yep.
And Sean was saying to us, he goes, okay, so I've got to tell you, every time I show the house, because we're in a house that's rented that is for sale, right? Somebody walks into the closet and comments on Carrie's shoes. Like, he's like, your shoes
awesome.
get more comment than anything else in the house.
Yes. I want to, by the way, we get rolling in 2 minutes. Your daily checklist, what to do and what to avoid for optimal efficiency and focus daily, okay? Couple of things. Lisa Arsenault, do these suitcases include non-clothing personal items? You'd have to tell me what that is.
Yeah.
What's a personal item? Because I don't think I have it.
Well, let me address that.
But no, I was going to say one more thing. So I'd love to know what Lisa has in mind regarding personal items. And Lori, because of us, she actually started considering furnished places to rent. Didn't really know that was an option. It's the best option possible.
Yeah.
It's the best option possible. Like, look, the world is an oyster, man. Go, like, discover it. Open it up and just dive in. But, I mean, look, if you want to buy a home, we're not telling you it's the wrong thing to do.
Right.
We're telling you this is what we do.
Right.
But we realize the degree to which we are attached as a society to our stuff. Mm-hmm. And that stuff becomes a built-in excuse, reason, not to go and see the world.
Yeah.
And then you end up compounding stuff on top of stuff, and you have stuff you don't want or need. Mm-hmm. And that is spiritual, mental, emotional bottlenecks.
Right.
You don't realize how much it's bottlenecked until it's gone.
Yeah, absolutely. Fact. And Kelsey just commented that she thinks this is what Lisa's was referring to: toothbrush, hairbrush, etc. So if that's what you're referring to, Lisa, the answer is yes. All that stuff fits in too, because we don't really have that much of that stuff either. Yeah. We don't collect, for example, like, 500 bottles of lotion. Like, everybody knows, you open your bathroom cupboard, how many bottles of hair product do you have?
Absolutely.
I used to have all those hair products.
It's true shit.
Now I don't, So even that stuff fits in.
I also want to add that, like, when it comes to things like toothbrushes, and I'm just going to use that as a benign example, let's not forget about the fact that when we move from this house to the next house, odds are that within 30 seconds is a pharmacy.
Yeah.
Which means I can buy another toothbrush just to really want another toothbrush.
It's really kind of funny because that's one of our big travel tips as well for when we travel, because we we do travel a lot. We've taken some time off traveling this year.
We should do that.
But when we travel, we try to carry on as often as possible. So the only time we don't carry on is if we're going for an extended period of time and we're at an event where we might need multiple wardrobe changes and stuff like that.
Sure.
But otherwise, all of our stuff, like, we never pack toothbrushes and toothpaste and deodorant and shampoo because you can't carry that on, right? So we buy when we get there.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you something. We're going to get to today's show, but these questions are awesome.
Because people love this
So
stuff.
I want to answer more, okay? For example, Lori says, I want to keep moving around the country and hate moving with 2 full 24-foot trucks. Exactly. Michael Hedke says, we're buying a home right now. I look at it as our home base. We will still go out and experience. Look at Michael. I love it. If that's what you and your family want to do, do it. I think it's a beautiful thing. It's not our thing.
That's right.
Right? For me, investing and your house is your greatest financial liability. Everybody except for financial experts make that mistake. Right. They think a home is an asset. It's not. It's your biggest liability you'll ever own, for a million reasons, and one of them is financial. Right. Okay? But if that's what if you're into that, then God bless you, brother. Do it. Kimberly, stuff in storage for 2 years and then got rid of everything. What a waste of money. We have wasted more money on stuff than we care to remember. So we are with you on that.
The books has just come up. And
right, that's the one I want to get to.
I want to be honest with you. Books were the hardest thing for me to minimize because we because you there's an experience that happens when you read a book, right? You emotionally connect to it.
Yep.
But so we, as often as possible, we buy books on like audiobooks, like Chris was messaging saying there.
Sure.
But I really like having the paper books in my hands.
Yep.
So whatever I do, like when I take any relevant notes out of it,
Yep.
and then we have this process that we really enjoy doing, which is like we gift the books with our notes and everything, dog earing.
Yes.
So if there's anybody on here who's received a book, Michelle Adams, I believe, got a book from me at a retreat. She was up here in May.
Right.
We find like, who does this book, who do we think could learn from this book, and we pop it in the mail to them.
Let's look at that, because a lot of this minimalization stuff is a lot more philosophical than it's strategic. Like you just have to think it through. Because Steve raises a great point. What about books and laptops, right? Well, we're avid readers, we're avid learners, but we have some policies.
Yep.
One book at a time.
Yep.
If I want to read a book, I'm going to buy a book. And then when I'm done with that book, not until I'm done with that book, but I dog ear it, I put notes in the margins, and we have a system where we extract the notes and we put them onto a cloud like Google Drive.
Yep.
So the knowledge is retained with us forever, right? But on a cloud, not on a flash drive or even on a hard drive.
Right.
But then like Carrie said, she raised the point, you get emotionally attached to books. And I do agree with that. But what we learned is that when I get emotionally attached to a book, when I'm done it, one of the first things I do is I really truly examine my heart. And I think to myself, who could benefit from this book? Yeah. What entrepreneur, what fitness person, what friend, what colleague would get something from this book? And we just simply mail it to them. Yeah. With a little written note that says, hey, I love this book. Don't know if you've read it. If you haven't, please check out my highlights on page 12, 18, and 24, because I think it's going to mean a lot to you. And do me a favor, once you're done with this book, pay it forward. Yeah. So that's what we do with books. Yeah. In terms of laptops, this is I think our greatest steal.
Listen up.
Yes, and I think it's one that we get shit on a lot because people are like, really? But here's what it is. Are you ready? We need Facebook, like associated social media sites. I need a cloud, Google Drive. I need my email. With that, I have everything I'm ever going to need for work. Right. Which means, you know what I do, Steve and gang? I go to a Best Buy when I need a new computer, and I buy the cheapest Acer they have for like $275. And I use it until it's no longer usable. Yeah. And then I go buy another $275 computer. And I make sure that the hard drive in the Acer that I just finished using, I take it out, and I make sure it's destroyed. Yep. Done. All of our information's on clouds. And I know people are like Apple and Macintosh crazy and the latest techniques. Lori is watching. She's Geek's Life. And we love her. At us all the time. We love her for it. But this is just not our lifestyle. Yeah. And I hate to burst your bubble. Everybody, you would be surprised how well a $275 Acer performs. What's it supposed? It goes on the fucking internet. I can type shit. I can take pictures. I can do anything I want on an Acer. Yeah. And it didn't cost me $2,200. Yeah. It cost me less than $300. Right. And you want to know what else? You know how long my Acers last? On average, about 3.5, 4 years. Right. Absolutely. I'm spending $300 every half decade for a computer. Right. That when I'm done, I happily throw it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's it. That's all. Yeah, right?
I wait 1 second. Sorry. I just wanted to say, first of all, hi Tommy Gallant. Tommy! He's in the house tonight.
Chicani, Singapore!
Caitlin just said she started reading my book and she's already crying. So I'm sorry to make you cry, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. I want to go back to, I think it was Angela Funny who commented, like, what about things that have been passed down to you? Like family, like heirlooms and stuff, antiques and stuff like that. Sure. And, Angela, we had an interesting experience that when we moved this time, because this time was the official get rid of all the furniture, right? Like, so now we officially have, that was the next layer for us. And one of the pieces of furniture that we got rid of was actually an antique that was passed down to me from my great-great-grandmother. Yes. And it was this beautiful antique armoire. And we've moved it from one place to the next, to the next, to the next. And every time we move it, it's like this big headache that we move it, right? And like, for me, it came down to looking at like, our vision for life, and like that, it all comes down to that. Like, what do you want for your life? Where are you going? And our vision is to be transitory, right? Yes. So I asked myself really simply, like, am I going to move around the world with this armoire? And the answer was no. Like, I'm not going to move, you know, from here to Switzerland to Italy with an armoire that weighs 500 pounds. So what we did was my brother came in and took it, and so it's with him now. But it's one of those things that, like, we all think we are so much more emotionally attached to our stuff than we realize. Because I said to you just a couple weeks ago that, wow, like, we've got no worldly possessions. At all. And the liberation that I felt with that was just like, we can literally pick up and go at any moment's notice.
Absolutely. And guys, I want to say this, don't delude yourself. Okay, don't delude yourself. So there's been a few comments about people saying, you know, Lisa Arsenault, beautiful comment. She said, I literally have every book I've ever had since the time I was a baby. And I want to echo what Carrie said. This is what we want for our life. We're not telling you it's the right way to live and that you should live this way. We're saying this is the way we want to live. Okay? But beware of the stories you're telling yourself of why it's so challenging to get rid of a book. We thought it was challenging. We used to have a library. We had a library in our home full of books that we had read and soon to be read books. You know what we realized? The beauty of paying the knowledge in that book forward to a friend, a colleague, a family member, purposefully and intentionally saying, I think you're going to benefit from this, is more fun and more fulfilling and more beautiful than owning the book. And I didn't know that until I started doing it.
You know, I agree with you. I have two things to add. I'm going to come back to the book in a second, but I want to say to everybody who's chiming in on the computer, okay, because everybody is like, oh my gosh, I don't have to buy an expensive computer. It's like this light bulb moment for everybody, right? But I want to say...
Kimberly just said, look at that, I'm going to buy a cheap computer.
Exactly. I want to, you know, one of the things that as Brian was talking about the computers and expressing it to you guys that came through my mind was, you know, we have no intentions, nor do we have the desire to be landlocked at our computer 12 hours a day. Right? So by getting that, like, do we really need this, like, $1,300, or I don't even know how much a Mac is,
like
computer,
$200.
if our aim is actually to spend less amount of time at our computer a day. So that's where it comes to me. Where are you making decisions from? Because in life, if you have the vision, if you have, we've talked about the 2 to 3 year plan, you know, before on the show. If you have a 2 to 3 year plan, a long-term plan, you get to make decisions from that place, right? And it's so easy. We don't want a computer that's $1,300 because, quite honestly, we have no intention of sitting at it for 12 hours a day, number one.
Brilliant point. Now, let me just say this. We may or may not get to your daily checklist.
Tomorrow.
What to do and what to avoid for optimal energy and focus daily. We may not get to that today, but this is going great. So are you guys cool if we stay on this track?
Can we keep going?
I'll take comments and hearts, but let me say this, okay? Attachments are unbearably powerful things. They are spiritual, they are metaphysical, you don't see them. Oftentimes, you can't touch them. Oftentimes, you don't even emotionally recognize they're there. But you are attached, we are attached to things that we don't even realize we're attached to. And that drives our actions, unbelievably so. So let me just take what Carrie said and kind of add to it, okay? I used to be stalwart about every house we owned, every place we lived. The first room I would equip was the library and the office. Because we are entrepreneurs, we work from home. I need an office, I need an office chair, I need the right lighting, I need the right computer, I need the library bookcases just right. If you are familiar with photos or videos of our last home in Montreal, there was a beautiful built-in bookshelf in one of the rooms that was gorgeous. It had been there since like 1920. It was solid oak. It was built in. You know what was inside of it? Carrie's heels and wine glasses, because we don't have any fucking books. But the point I'm trying to make is this. When I wanted to put energy into an office, when I want to put energy into an office chair and the right lighting and a bookshelf, I attached myself spiritually and emotionally to feeling compelled, almost condemned, to use that space. Okay? This is a huge home where we are right now. It's a massive, big place. Guess how many offices exist in this home? If you guessed none, you are correct. Do you know where we work from? Sometimes I sit on the floor in the living room.
Sometimes we sit here.
Sometimes we sit here. I sit where I feel like I'm going to be creative.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a by the moment decision. Like, look behind us. Look at those windows. How you not find inspiration and creativity by looking at those mountains? So I'm gonna condemn myself to an office chair in an office with a desk. The very second I let go of the office mentality, the office chair, and all of that, I stopped using it, and our productivity soared.
Absolutely,
it soared.
Yeah,
because you know what? Do you know what success is? Alignment. That's success.
Yeah.
When you feel good about what you're doing, when you love what you're doing and can do it anywhere, you do it for free. You know, kind of like Brian and Carrie in the morning. How much we get paid for this?
Yeah.
But we love it.
Yeah.
Right? This for us, give us a camera and a chair, we'll sit and talk for 3 hours about anything with no preparation.
Yeah.
We drive most live streamers fucking crazy. Lori is on this call, ask her. Most live streamers need to spend, we got to prepare, we got to organize, what are we going to talk about? At some point between 5 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the morning, Carrie and I have a 2-second conversation that says a lot like this. What do you want to talk about today?
Or on a day like today.
Where we just go off on a fucking tangent.
Right? Exactly.
So that was 7 minutes. But let me circle back to the point. Beware of your attachments.
Yeah.
They are driving your actions and habits, and they're bigger bottlenecks than you think they are.
Yeah, you know, and I want to parlay off of that and come back, bring it full circle, bring it full circle back around to the where are you making decisions from?
Yes.
Because I think that we've been on this decision kick conversation in our personal lives.
We have.
We've been talking about it nonstop, and maybe we'll do a show on that this week as well. But like, really think about it. Like, stop and think about it. Where are you making the decisions from, right? And if I personally feel if we're making decisions that are formed from attachments of things in the past as opposed to where we're going in the future, we're making decisions that are really not in alignment with what we really want for ourselves, you know?
Yes.
And so I want to actually loop this around to something that Loria said, because Loria very jokingly said, can you please tell David to stop building in-home studios, because they have their own live stream, and David, who is, you know, their partners in life and business, creates new studios all the time, right? But my whole point in that is we were going to build an in-home studio.
We were.
Right?
Yeah.
Until we had this conversation one day where we're like, you know what? We're planning on being transitory.
Right.
What we really need is we need a mobile live stream studio.
Yeah.
So that's what David and Loria have gone to town building for us. And that was an easy decision to make because we know where we're going, right?
Yeah.
So you can base all your decisions from there.
Brilliant. You guys loving this so far? Anybody unhappy that we didn't get to today's topic matter? Because we'll get to it a different day.
Yeah, of
But I want to speak to Ann Shibba. She asked a great question. How did you guys find out that you love doing live shows so much? Okay.
Nice. I could talk about
So,
that forever.
well, we're going to.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it as it relates to live shows, Ann. We're also going to expand it into life in general.
Yeah.
Okay? Because this is our philosophy, our ethos, our governing system for exactly that question related to anything in life. How did you guys find out that you love doing X so much? Okay? There's a quote. It's an awesome quote. I wrote it. It goes this: life is a grand experiment of discovery. And it is. Yeah. One of the things you're attached to, one of the things we used to be attached to, are false timelines.
Yep.
One of the things you're attached to, one of the things we used to be attached to, is the concept of supposed to. Mm-hmm. Okay? All of that got undone when we adopted the grand experiment of discovery. How do you find what you love in life? You discover. You try things. You consider. You do our journaling system. All the things we teach. And is in the How to Eliminate Your Limits program. Mm-hmm. You do that stuff and you start to taste bites of the world. And then if you're careful and you listen carefully to your thoughts, to your feelings, to your emotions, it starts to pinpoint you so easily. Joe Polish, if you don't know that name, he's like the preeminent marketer in the world.
Right.
And he's a great friend of ours. He's a mentor. He's a wonderful human being. He's coined, this so directly answers your question. So for everybody out there, this is your litmus test, and you can thank Joe Polish for it, okay? This is what he says about marketing. In terms of marketing your business, you could do newsletters, offline newsletters, blogs, paid social media, paid traffic on Google, YouTube videos, live streams. I could probably count to 50 of the marketing things any entrepreneur could decide to do.
Right.
So then Joe says this. Here's the problem, guys. They all work. Mm-hmm. Don't get caught up in which one you should do. Just ask yourself this question. What is ELF for you? ELF. E-L-F. What does ELF stand for? Easy, lucrative, and fun.
Life-changing, I tell you.
If it's easy and you make money doing it and you enjoy doing it, then do it.
Yep.
That's it. So in business, that's what Carrie and I we've played with.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have done all kinds of different marketing initiatives for years, and we tried live streaming by sitting on the floor in the
Sorry.
Right in the living room of our old house, and we just sat there and talked.
Yeah.
And at the end, that was the first time. This was like 5 months ago.
It was like November?
Yeah.
November? Yeah.
4 months ago.
Yeah.
And so at the end of that live stream, we were like, God, that was fun. Mm-hmm. I bet we could make money doing this. And it was easy.
Yep.
So you know what we did next? We said, who can teach us how to do this right?
Yep.
It took me 35 seconds to say Lori Petrucci.
Yep. Absolutely.
Lori is the name.
Yeah.
The big name in live streaming. She knows how to get this done properly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now let me just add one more thing. Guys, apply that to your entire life.
Every aspect of your life.
Your relationship, your friendships, your training program, your nutrition program, your business, your reading system. Is it easy? Is there currency involved?
It doesn't have to just be money.
Right. Does your relationship fulfill you?
Yep.
Fulfillment is currency.
Yep.
Do you feel loved? Love is currency.
Yep.
So apply it across your life. Is your relationship, your training, nutrition, is it easy? Is there currency attached to it? And do you have fun doing it? If the answer is yes to any, then do more of that.
Right.
If the answer is no, fuck it.
Right.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Because you get 80 some odd years in this world. You shouldn't spend even 1 second of it doing anything you don't like.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
that's a long answer, but I hope it would. Did you like the answer? Can I get some reactions? Are we happy with that?
I want to loop that around a little. I love that Loria just said thanks to Ryan Lee for introducing us, because that's how you guys met. But I actually read a book that Loria was cited in, and that was for me my first introduction to Loria. But I want to loop that back.
Sorry.
around.
Good morning to Juan.
Oh, and welcome.
Juan's back again.
Juan.
Woohoo! Great to have you.
I also wanted to give a shout out to Tara Swanson, it's her first time watching. So welcome, Tara.
You know what? And I'm just going to say one more thing before you go.
Yep.
I haven't even said it yet. Guys, are we not killing it today? Are we not? Is this not the epitome of what we're good at? Mm-hmm. We have an idea for a show that's going to light you up. We start talking about something, so we go this way and light you up anyways. Have we not earned a share?
Share it out.
Give us a share. This show is epic.
Right?
Please and thank you.
So I want to come back around. I want to just chime in with my thoughts on how did we decide that the live show is where we're best, right? Because without question, ELF is a new concept to us, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a new concept in the formalized version of it. When we read a book that I actually don't know if Joe's book is live yet. We got a pre-order or whatever you call it copy. But it ends up being that it was a lot of the elements that we have practiced in our life, do what feels good, and do things with simplicity, right? So it just got formalized into a language and a philosophy that was like so salient and boom, 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 right? But I want to say, how did we find out that we love doing the live shows? Like Brian said, we really have experimented. And one of the things over the past several years is we really, really tuned in to where we felt like we were I want to say this properly, like we were on life's high.
Yes.
We flow. Like this it is just like we are in that state of flow that you hear people talk about, right?
Right.
And over the years, because and I wrote down how did we figure this out? We talked. Brian and I talk all the time. This felt great. This didn't feel good. And even the evolution of this show, from the time that we started it, right? We started this show, it didn't feel like ELF at the beginning. And then we tweaked and we tweaked and we tweaked to where we're at right now, that we could get on the show at a moment's notice.
Absolutely.
And we can deliver for you because we are in what's our zone.
Right.
Our
we
place.
did today. Couple things. Jessica reminded me. Thank you, Jessica. Where my crew at?
Crew.
Yes. Now, shout out. Good morning, Ruth Goodwin. Thank you. Ruth Goodwin's here.
Hi, Ruth.
And Michelle Chapman-Smith is back again for another live episode.
Welcome.
Love you guys. And Lee is here all the way from Auckland, New Zealand.
Yay!
Gareth was commenting before. Now Lee is here.
Lee's also been on a minimizing kick as well.
That's right. Now, I want to speak to a great question that I saw while you were talking. Kimberly, up there in Saratoga Springs.
There was a question you just passed.
Oh,
did Kimberly.
Where is it?
Right there.
There it is. What about the mentality that nothing comes easy? Well, you answered your own question. It's a mentality.
Absolutely.
Guys, I want to say this, but I want to say it well. I don't know how much more we could possibly incentivize this. I don't know how much more we could add value, how much more we could possibly give of ourselves, okay? The journal, which I don't have with me, it's just I was looking over there. It's downstairs. The personal journal, count your wins, to review your direction, learn your language, and imagine your outcome. The daily reader, the videos that explain it all, plus you get us coaching you for 4 weeks for free. That is how you get unstuck. That is why it's called Let's Eliminate Your Limits. Kimberly, everything is easy when your mindset is geared for that. Mm-hmm. Nothing is ever going to be easy until your mindset's in place.
Yep.
You can't out-goal set an unsuccessful mindset. Mindset is the linchpin. Do y'all know what a linchpin is? It's that little widget in your microwave. You don't even know it's there. It's somehow on the inside. It costs like 4 cents to replace. A little piece of plastic. If it breaks, the machine doesn't work.
Right. If your mindset...
You can plug it in. You can press the buttons. It's a $400 microwave. But a 4-cent piece of plastic is flummoxing the entire thing.
Yeah.
You can't out-goal set an unsuccessful mindset. I cannot begin to tell you, Kimberly, and everybody who relates to what Kimberly said, we relate to you.
Yep.
Everything used to feel like a challenge to us.
Yep.
Business, our relationship, parenting, training, it all felt like a challenge. Now, nothing feels like a challenge because we've got this together. Count your wins, review your direction, learn your language, imagine your outcome. Do it every day. Simplicity plus consistency, it changes everything.
I want to add, because Michelle just said, would we say that the 4 weeks is a kickstart? And I want to say to you, no. The 4 weeks are not about a kickstart. The 4 weeks of coaching that we're offering is your foundation. Because kickstart implies there's a destination, right? You're kickstarting yourself to your destination. We're going to lay the foundation with you.
Right.
The foundation is all you need to build upon,
yes.
right? So once you've got that foundation solid, then you can keep building. And I want to come back. I want to make a point because, I think that, yes, we know that it's mind over matter. Yes, it all comes down to the linchpin of your mindset. But I want you to remember something. Your mind has been walking a path for years upon years upon years upon years upon years. So it is going to go back to the old pathway unless you are regrooving a new pathway, right? And that's what this is all about. Every single day, testing, trying, playing, augmenting, ascending, evolving, and creating a new pathway so that your mind doesn't go to the places of, I can't remember what Kimberly's question, but it's a mentality.
Right.
I can't do this, I can't do that, everything's a challenge, right? That you still think that way now is okay. The only way to move away from that kind of thought is to keep practicing daily.
100%. Shout out to Steve Montefinesh, who's got to go.
Bye,
Great
Steve.
to see you, brother. Lisa wants to know, hey, Caitlin, are you joining the program to get the 4 weeks? Love Lee Patterson. Yes, the green grass field. That's Carrie's analogy. And I couldn't agree more. I want to draw language. I want to draw a language check to Michelle. But not to Michelle, to everybody. Okay? What exactly did Michelle say? Would you say that 4 weeks is a kickstart? You're all thinking the same thing. Because you've all bought into the same nonsense. We bought into it too. Okay? Doesn't matter if you're talking to a fitness professional who's trying to sell you fitness. A business coach who's trying to sell you business. A success coach who's trying to sell you success. They phrase it the exact same way. This is your kickstart. This is your fast action plan. Guys, we don't deal in narcotics. We don't deal in delusions. We don't deal in bullshit ever. Truth is, kickstarts are not what you need. You need to lay a foundation. I don't know if that's just not sexy enough for you, but it's fact. I can build a skyscraper to the fucking moon if I have a strong enough foundation. And there's no fast action quick start plan that's ever going to build the foundation I need. in order for me to ascend the way I want. What we will never give you, ever, is bullshit. Not ever. This program, will it start changing your life immediately? Fuck yes. Because when you get into the process of counting wins, reviewing your direction, imagining your outcome, and learning a language every day, take our word, by day 3 or 4, you will start to notice a difference in how you feel, how you think, and the actions you take every single day. I'm telling you right now, it's going to work fast. Yeah. But the reality is, we're trying to help you build a foundation. We build a foundation with you. You build it as high as you want. But outside of that foundation, you can't do shit.
Yeah.
Yes. Where my crew at?
Crew!
Woo!
Crew! You know, Loria, like 1,000 comments back, said she's loving this, she's adoring this conversation. And I love that you said that, because I'm going back to the exact point I made yesterday, that we love talking with you guys. This is the way it should be, a conversation where you ask questions and yes. You know what? We were supposed to talk about do and don't. We ended up talking about minimizing and getting rid of stuff. That led us to talking about your mindset and your language. It's the way we roll, people.
Yes.
That's how it rolls.
Let me tell you something, guys. I'm loving the comments. It all started with Billy.
It's a beautiful comment.
Kimberly added to it, and then Lisa Arsenault as well. First of all, Billy, who says, you know what? For years I lived and shared the quote, success happens outside your comfort zone. But what he's come to realize is that all of his success was created very much when he's aligned and comfortable. Fucking exactly.
Yep.
That's why we don't deal in narcotics. We don't deal bullshit. We don't lie to people to try and get them to like things. We don't try to overstate or be hyperbolic just to get you excited. We tell you the fucking truth. The fucking truth is easy. I can build a 6-story apartment building if the foundation is locked.
Yep.
I can't if it's not. We can pretend about comfort zones, and I think Lisa Arsenault's comment was brilliant when she said the whole no pain, no gain. It's a load of shit. When I am aligned and I am happy and I am comfortable, that is when I'm optimally creative. That is when I'm optimally in flow. That's why we love Brian and Carrie in the morning. There's no discomfort here.
Right.
There's no pain here.
At all.
There's no misalignment here. This is us turning on a fucking camera and talking. Sometimes we go by the checklist and sometimes we don't. But are you ever not entertained? Can someone honestly give me a comment right now and say, oh, it was me and this was the show? When have you watched an episode of Brian and Carrie in the Morning live or on replay and not learned something that was important? I'd like to know who it is and what show it was. And why am I saying that? Because I know the answer. We fucking deliver epic every day, but not because we're overly rehearsed and trying to get you all lit up. We're just telling you the fucking truth. That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
Woo!
Wow. Wow is all I have to say to today. Wow.
Yes.
Look, Kimberly just said it too. Wow. There you go. And Mike said a shout out never. I want to make one more comment.
Thanks, Papa Draps.
Because this comment, it ties into something I said yesterday, but comes back around to the comment that
Jessica, you're the bomb too.
Whoever was making about the mentality. I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Kimberly.
You know, we've talked a great deal about the fact that there's no absolute truth.
Yeah.
And that's where we get stuck in our language, you know, with this no pain, no gain. We build these absolute truths around the stories of things that we're influenced by, things that we're told by in society, you know.
Yeah.
And I had this conversation last night with a client of mine, not a mindset client. It's actually a client in my fitness program,
sure.
Where they were saying like trying to determine long-term goals. And one of the comments this person made was that I can't not compete this year. And so myself and Jason, who I work with in this, we levied back the question, can't because why? Because you're registered to the competing, because you've already bought your stuff, because someone's holding a gun to your head. There is no can't. There really isn't.
Right.
So all of the stuff that we believe is absolute truth is the equivalent of saying I can't do something. There is movability on everything in your life, including that language that's on repeat that is saying this is fact.
Yeah.
None of it's fact. None of it.
100%. It's perspective.
Yeah.
Quick question for you all. Who wants to hear tomorrow or the day after or Friday your daily checklist? What to do and what to avoid for optimal energy and focus daily. I want to see some hearts and or some comments. Is that a topic y'all want to hear? I'm ready for your responses now. It's like language locking us in a box. Michelle Chapman Smith, that's exactly what it is. Well said.
Beautiful. Absolutely.
So Dana says yes, lots and lots and lots of hearts. Beautiful. Cecily says me. Great. Now here's my next question. Lovely Patterson says yes. I always feel so motivated after listening to you guys in the morning. Thanks for... Oh, thank you, Lise. I really like her.
What about a person with... What a person with
a Disney sense that is their main focus. Well, why is it their main focus, Lynette? I mean that sincerely. I don't mean that like argumentatively. Mm-hmm. Do you want me to give you a list of people who are physically disabled in the world who have done amazing things?
Of course.
Stephen Hawking comes to mind. I mean, like that's kind of the point, right? What we're fond of saying is that if it's not true for everybody, then it's not absolutely true. Does that make sense? Right? So if there are examples of people who are disabled in the world who have done amazing, inspiring, epic things, well then, we've just cut a hole in the fact that if you're disabled, that has to be your primary focus.
Yeah.
Make sense? So my point in saying all that is, make that your primary focus. It's the same as last week's show. What gap are you looking at?
Yeah.
Are you looking at the disability and the things you can't do? How about change the gap to the things that have been done from people with a disability, using that as your momentum to do epic shit?
Yeah. You know, so for those of you who don't know, my first 10 years as a clinical counselor was working with kids with special needs. So, you know, I've had a lot of experience in this area. And whenever I used to have someone come to me and say, this is so-and-so's diagnosis. They have autism, they have PDD, whatever the case may be. My response was always, that's great. Well, now we know that, you can get money from the government.
Yeah.
Good. But really and truly, people with a disability are like no different than us as human beings in the sense that we all have different needs.
Of course.
So Brian's makeup of what he needs to manage his language and his mindset are different than mine, and are different from a person who has a hearing disability or physical disability. That's not a limiting factor. It's a different need, a different set of circumstances, right?
Well, this is a morbid example, but Lynette and everybody, it's an example I think is worth noting, and I'm going to find the resource of where I read this, because I can't remember right now. And that's a disservice to this beautiful story. I read an article once from a man who was diagnosed with terminal cancer and given roughly 12 months to live, and he decided to find the gratitude in that diagnostic for one reason and one reason only. He was in his mid-40s, and this is what he said. He said, you know what, in the absence of this diagnosis, I could have walked the next 40 years of my life and not being grateful for anything. Yeah. Now, I am grateful for every bird, every flake of snow, every moment I get to spend smiling is a moment I will cherish because my time frame has been compressed.
Absolutely.
If he can find, that's the point.
Yeah.
The point is there's always a different perspective if you choose to see it consistently.
Cecily, I'm going to comment on that in 1 second. Lynette, I just want to come back to you because I get what you're saying. Like, this person is focused on their arm that's still not working, right?
Yeah.
The beautiful thing about the 4 tools that we use, Count My Wins, Learn My Language, Direction Review, and Imagine the Outcome, is that they apply to everyone. Now, someone with a physical disability rarely has significant intellectual disability coupled in that, unless there's been an accident that is such. But if that's the case, the answer is this person needs exactly the same process that you use in your own life.
Exactly.
The problem is that in society, and now some people might hate me for this statement, in society we enable the disabled.
Of course we do.
Enable them, we cater to, this is your specific need, and we have to, you want to talk about your arm, but they're human like us, right? So we all have the same unconscious processing. We just got to use the tools to make them work. It really is, that's the way it works.
Agreed. Love Lisa Arsenault. Thank you so much for that comment. And you wanted to comment on Cecily?
Cecily made the comment, I've gotten more in the 4 months here than I did in my 2 years with my therapist, and a lot less money too. I don't even have words for that, Cecily.
Right? Exactly.
Beautiful.
Couldn't agree more. So guys, look at your daily checklist, what to do and what to avoid for optimal energy and focus daily. We'll do that show at some point this week. The response is overwhelming on that. Here's another one. Do you want to see into our suitcases? Do you want us to do another show just like this, where we just show you our suitcase and say, here, this is what's inside these suitcases.
Yeah.
Okay? Quick thing here. Yeah, Connie, I'm with you, and bless your daughter. I wrote a post last night.
Right.
Posted it on my profile page on Facebook, and I want to share it with you right now. Not the post, but the overtone. Because what Connie just put there is that my daughter is a severe dyslexic, but has earned 3 college degrees because she was never locked into that label. Exactly. My number one point is this. What kind of fucking word is disabled?
Right.
Look at how we decide to label people who can't use an arm or don't have full use of their faculties. We call them disabled. In a vaunt to be politically correct, we've decided that's the fair term. How about they're just fucking human beings? That we're all a little broken, a little bent, that we're all a little shattered here and there. How can we just not find common ground on that and stop pretending there has to be big splices amongst everybody, this group over here and that group over there? The bottom line is we all need the same shit. We need unconditional love. We need support. We need guidance. Safety. We need to be included. We want to be part of a community. These are the things that bind us. And I think sometimes the greatest division is nationalism. America versus Canada versus Great Britain. Dude, our planet is the tiniest, most insignificant fucking star in the entire galaxy, and we're fighting over certain inches of it? God, that is bordering stupid, right? So that's my first comment. Now, pursuant to Connie, what I shared yesterday, about a year ago, my book, Mindset Matters Most, which Brian Sakowitz called out to earlier in the show, and I appreciate that, Brian. My book went to #1 on the Amazon bestseller list. And I remember last year when I saw that on Amazon, I smiled. But it wasn't cynical, and it wasn't triumphant. It was just this. I saw my book, a book that I had written, every word of, was #1 on Amazon. And I started remembering my grade 2 teacher, who, in front of me, told my mom that I was retarded and needed to go to a school with other retards. How's that for a label? How about when I got diagnosed severely dyslexic and I'd never be able to learn or process like normal people? Thanks for the definition of abnormal. How about the time I had teachers pull me into a conference room and told me that I should give up on this writing quest? That with my condition, I have a condition. My condition of dyslexia, I'd never be able to write well. You know, so I just went and wrote a book about why what you believe and what you think matter more than anything else. That the expectations you place on yourself are more powerful than any expectation anybody else places on you. That is what my book was about. And it went all the way to #1 on Amazon, even though I was told that I'd never be able to do anything like that. Oh, and by the way, I also have a PhD, bitches, so fuck it. And that's all I gotta say about that.
We got a bunch of hashtag stars.
Woo!
Dana Powell just chimed in like 2 seconds ago, by the way, that her journal, because she's in the program, her journal just arrived. Literally, like right now,
Who?
Dana Powell.
Right on.
Her journal and her daily reader just arrived in the mail, like right this very minute.
Yeah, it did.
How exciting is that?
Lisa Arsenault, hashtag is PhD, bitches.
Jessica LeBlanc, I just want to add, because I know you were... Go ahead.
Where my crew at?
Crew.
Thanks,
And that
Jessica.
ties into Jessica, because Jessica,
Yes.
I don't know if you've caught our announcements for Crew Day, because I know you were here in Quebec, in
Are
Montreal,
you?
if I'm not mistaken, that we are hosting a Crew Day on May 6th. If you
Yes.
want information, just let us know. It's a free gathering of the crew here at our house in Mont Tremblant.
And I love your comment. You just proved the entire educational system is wrong. I would go to a school of Brian&Carrie any day. You want to know something funny,
Do
Ed?
that one day.
You want to know something funny? 5 years ago, we were planning on starting our own alternative school. True story. Fact. And I want to say this. I think teachers are glorious. I think
course.
most teachers, they have their hearts in the right place. I think most teachers are salt of the earth, wonderful people. The system is broken. The system is ridiculous. My grade 6 daughter is learning the same mathematical stuff, the same English and blah, blah, blah stuff in exactly the same way. It's not just that the information's the same, but it's being taught to her in the same way as it was taught to me when I was in grade 6. 30 years ago. Do you know how much the world has changed in 3 decades? Insurmountably. And yet we're teaching kids the same shit in the same way. That's not a teacher's fault. That's a system that's broken and a bureaucracy that either doesn't know how to fix it or doesn't want to. That's it. That's all.
I'm sitting here while you're talking with 500 ideas in my head that I'm not even going to tell you all about right now. But I want to say that Michelle's daughter just said crew, which is awesome. And I love, Cecily, that this is our alternative education school.
I love that.
Right here. You guys are awesome.
We're thinking about it, Ann. We really are. So, guys, at some point this week, your daily checklist, what to do and what to avoid for optimal energy and focus daily, plus a peek into our suitcases. No shit.
Yeah.
We are going to pack our entire closet and all of our world belongings. We're going to do it. We're going to take 25 minutes to pack up our shit.
Yep.
Just so we can bring it here and unveil it to you one piece at a time.
We are. And a shout out to Kieran, Lovely's 8-year-old son who's watching. Can you please say hi to him? Hi, Kieran.
Kieran, what's up, buddy?
Hope you're having a great day.
Kieran, I apologize for my naughty words. It's just kind of who I am.
Beep, 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 beep.
Dana Powell offers a hi, Kieran, as well. Right on, guys.
What an
beautiful crew. I love this show. Thank you so much. If you haven't yet, please share it right now because I think we earned the shit out of it today.
Yeah, we did.
Tomorrow, 9:50 a.m. Eastern, be here. Brian and Carrie in the morning. See you soon.
Bye.